Okay, so now that we've made our top, we're going to just kind of do a basic little in and out quilting stitch, just a running stitch all the way around. This is just for kids who are just learning, plus it makes it pretty. And you can use some quilting thread. Actually couldn't find my quilting thread, so I'm using regular all-purpose thread. But the quilting thread is thicker, number one, it holds it together better, and it shows up better. So please get some quilting thread. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and I just want to go around the entire thing, and then you can go around the middle as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here, but since it's not a quilt, I can actually go inside and make my knots be on the inside, so it doesn't show on the bottom, but I want it to. And then I'm just going to do a running. So try to make the stitches the same length, and you try to get some really sharp needles and go all the way around. And if you make your thread too long, sometimes it gets little loops all like that. But it will happen. You just pull it out and straighten it up. Okay. Alright, so I made this stitch. It's hard to do perfect when you're on camera. You have a camera in front of you. Here. Kind of skip a space. And you do this all the way around. Try to make it the same distance away from here, and the same distance from each other. Okay, when you get to the end, pull it straight. Each time you make a stitch, you kind of hold on to it and you can pull it straight up in there, so there won't be any loose threads. Okay, so I've done that side. I take those pins out. Go ahead and take that one out. That way your needle won't get stuck on them as much. Safety pins are good too to use for this kind of work. Okay. You can fast forward and me sewing here. Okay, pivot around the next one. I'm going to go kind of fast, so get to the next part. One more side. Alright, now once you get around to the other side, okay, alright, I'm going under. And I don't want it to be weird right here on the side, so I'm going to go through the center here, pull it up, and then I'm just going to tie it off underneath here. Make a little knot and cut her off. Now, another thing you can do, let me show you this. We're going to go over here and get my green thread that I was just using. Okay, and I'm going to put this in my sewing machine. And you can do it by hand or you can do it by machine as well. Alright, so take this. Now I'm going to go over here to my machine. It has the pretty stitches over here. And I'm going to choose, let's see, I'll also choose an easy one. Let's do 75. Okay, so we got my coaster, my mug rug. I'll change this to 75. And it's preset for all the numbers. Make sure my tension here at the top is just on normal, like a 4. Alright. And I'm going to go on the outside of this, make it just a little bit extra pretty. And this is just machine quilting. I'm going to start a little bit above my stitch here. I'm going to kind of go out here. And it pretty much does it itself. You just kind of have to guide it and make sure it doesn't get all crooked. pretty? And I want to give a shout out to all my girls. I'm so proud of y'all for doing this. Some of this hand quilting or getting the squares is exactly perfect. It's difficult sometimes, and it's hard sometimes for me to get it perfect. I did a really not a great job on the hand quilting on here, but again, I did it fast with the camera in front of me. Just make sure you're not. So take your time and do it really nice. I like the verse in the Bible. It's Colossians 3:23. It says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as for working for the Lord, not for man. For it's the Lord Christ Jesus you are serving. For you know you will receive an inheritance for the Lord as a reward." And that just doesn't mean the big important stuff, which it does, but also the little things, so you can be proud of what you do. Overlap it just a little. And look at that. Some really pretty little stitches all around there. Alright, so now we're going to go back over here. Now it's the binding time. Okay, I'm going to set up here. Alright, so move my needle out of the way. And here's that binding that we cut a long strip. Alright, so what we're going to do, turn it over this way. Now if you're right-handed, go this way. If you're left-handed, go that way. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and when we get back around to this, we're going to need a little bit to sew it together with. Then I'd start in the middle of a side. Okay, so I'm going to take a pin and put it right here. Alright, and I'm going to sew to this corner. Now you could pin this, and I did show my other girls in one class. You can pin it, and then watch this. You take this, and I want to go this way, but I'm going to go that way first. Alright, so watch this. You take this, and you turn it that way. Okay, now you turn it back the other way. Alright, so there's a little triangle right there, and so what you're going to do is you're going to start sewing right here. Okay, and you're going to leave that little corner kind of up. Okay, let's look at that again. Okay, so here's that little triangle sticking up. Okay, alright, so I'm going to turn this way, right here. Okay, so I want to go this way, so I'm going to go opposite. And you make it even, so you see it's just kind of a straight line right here. Make that corner fit like that way. Okay, there's that. And then you fold it back right on top. And then there's that little triangle where it is. Okay, and here's the other side of it. So you're going to sew all the way to that point, so where you're almost sewing over it, but you're not. Okay, try it again. Here we go. Okay, straight line, fold it back. Triangle right there. Triangle right there. Now there are different ways to do binding. Ouch, just got me. There are many different ways. I have some ladies in my church that actually just take the edges and fold it over 2 times and then hand stitch it. Okay, that's one way to do it. They're 80 something years old and they've done a great job, and I wouldn't say they're doing it wrong at all. It's just another way. And then you can fold it over, sew it on the back and fold it over the front. It's another way. This is another way. Maybe I can post some other ways to do it. Okay. Alright, now when you get back around, you're going to take that piece and fold it up. I'm going to take this piece and fold it. Okay. Now I need to sew right there so it'll be flush. Okay, so if you sew it like this, look at that, it's going to be real loose. So you put those two together. Okay, and the most important part is this folded edge right there, the top. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a pin right there. Now I don't need some of this extra, so I'm going to cut this off. Okay, now once I sew this like that, it will be flush. So hold on, I'm going to sew this right here. Okay, got green and orange. That's okay, that's my colors. Set that up. Alright, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to flush against it, but I'm going to pull it apart that way. And sew right there. So first I'm going to put my needle down, take out my pin. Oop, I am still on that other stitch. I need to be on I'm going to do stitch length of a 1 3. Okay. Now take that, now it's flush with it. Cut off all my threads. And it's late and I hear my dog at the door. It's funny. Alright, so now I'm going to sew in between each one of these. Okay. Start right at my pin. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to let my dog in. Okay. Come on in, buddy. Lay down. Come here, lay down. Alright. So I'm going to start at that pin. I'm going to back stitch. And I'm going to make sure those sides are lined up together. These sides lined up. Just push that seam down. So all the way to this point right here. We're almost sewing over the other side, but not quite. Not quite. Now there's a pin there. I'm going to take that pin out. Okay, now roll my thread up, my needle up, tuck it back under. Flip this little thing to the other side now. I'm going to start right in that corner. Now, if you happen to sew over part of it, part of this little triangle-y thing, you just take the seam ripper and pull out a couple of stitches. And if you need to go back and sew further, you can do that too. Tuck it under, flip this back. Last side, there's that pin. Alright, now sewn all the way around. So now you're going to take this and flip it to the back. And flip it to the back. And flip it to the back. Okay, if there's any threads, cut them off. They won't have a big problem for you to deal with. Alright, now let's go back over here. And there's Buddy down there. I don't know if you see him. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold in these corners. Alright, so we're going to take this and I'm going to fold this like halfway like that, so that same on each side. If I pull it too far in, you won't have a front. Okay? Alright, so we're going to fold it halfway. I'm I'm going to do the middles of the side first. Here. Here. Here's where we sewed it together. There's some threads there. Last one. Okay, now I turn it over and make sure the sides look alright. And they do. Okay, now I'm going to do the corners. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this down, okay, like the middle. I'm going to slide my finger to the corner here and then fold this down. Okay. Then I'm going to put a pin right there. Oops, hold on. Came out a little bit. Get a long pin. I like the long quilting pins. Make sure you don't stab yourself. The pin. Okay. Alright, another corner. Slide. Get to the top of the corner here. Slide that down. Don't worry about it not being perfect. This is just like this is hand quilting. And a lot of times if you look at quilts, they're not going to be like machines doing it. This is humans doing it. You're doing it. Do the best you can, and every time it will get better and better. Just don't give up. Slide it to the top. Fold it down. Okay, now you've got these other little edges that may be coming up. You can just pin. Ouch. Or stab yourself with a pin. Okay, now it's time for stitching the back with hand stitching. Okay, and I'm a little crooked with my stitches, that's okay. Alright, so I've pinned this over here as well, this one, and then you get your needle and thread. And I'm not going to do the whole thing while I'm on here, but you get a long piece of thread, needle, okay, and then, actually hold on, let me go ahead and thread this. Alright, so you thread your needle, you may have to re-thread it, you know. I may not be able to. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm going to stop it right here, and then I'll start back up on one more to go around it with the thread, okay?